Hey builders, it's Tyler of Team Crypto Robotics, and today we're talking about how my antweight flipper Bigfoot did over at RSL September up in Hastings, Minnesota. At its previous event a few weeks prior, I was having issues with the speed controller shutting off the motor to the flipper, but I since fixed that issue, so it should no longer do that, and hopefully our flipper works the whole event. The event is modified Swiss like all of the other RSL events. I should also mention that I did the reaction for these fights on my live stream, and hopefully when I edit this down it ends up turning out the way I hope it will. So without further ado, let's get into it. And the first fight Bigfoot has at this event is against Cookiecutter. Cookiecutter is a Viper kit that has been heavily modified. It's a two-wheel drive vert. It is probably, if not the most competitive Viper kits. At least it's definitely the most competitive in the Midwest, if not the entire country. 3, 2, 1, go! I don't know what, I thought this copy was driving straight. I don't know what happened there. 4, 3. His forks can definitely get underneath mine. I don't think I had the right type of forks for this fight.
Minutes already remain.
Oh, that's... Oh no. Here I get stuck in this corner.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, we're gone.
Oh. Oh no.
Yeah, we're in there.
Ah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So it turns out that there was more than one reason that the flipper was stalling. I'll go more on that later because I did figure that out later in the day. I didn't actually know it go after this fight. Even though I was losing for most of that match, it does suck to get knocked out early enough that I could have theoretically made up some ground. This does show that my forks, with at least this against his forks in this situation, weren't really cutting the grade, and I was losing every single front to front exchange. Maybe I need to go back to at least having some of my configurations have metal forks. Ultimately, not a very good start to the day. Our second fight is against FP Mini. FP Mini is a four-wheel drive vert. I know it's been around a while, and I feel like it's been all over the place, so I'm not really sure what to expect from this fight. I think I can beat him, but I know he's done pretty well at some other events, or I could be thinking of the 3-pound version. I know his 3-pound version of this robot's really good, but I don't think he has had quite the same success with his antweight version of it. So yeah, I don't know why my drive is not going that straight. For whatever reason, he has only one fork in this fight. And that seems to be an ongoing theme in this fight, is that he really struggles to get a bite on me and drives right over me a lot of the times. But at the same time, I'm really struggling to actually corral him. Oh shit. And he's just sort of so chaotic all over the box. But I can't quite pin him.
1 minute remains.
Oh, that was like the closest thing to a pin we've had so far. think that's the most solid hit he got on that whole fight.
30 remain.
Oh, a little bigger hit.
Seconds remain. You know, 5, 4. We're under 10 seconds.
That was kind of a pin.
This match will be over. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Kind of crawling in the corner there. But yeah, walking away from that fight, I had no clue who won that fight. I think my driving was actually a little bit sloppy. Considering there's a lot of times where I wasn't facing the direction I wanted to, but it wasn't atrocious driving. I actually did getting the judge's decision, probably because he has an active weapon and only got, I think you could probably count on one hand how many times he even hit me at all. And the hits were just kind of like so small that I didn't really take any damage. And I think those last couple pins right at the end, even though they weren't like solid pins, they were enough. And I think them being some of the last things they saw really helped me out. And also the fact he didn't seem to have control over his robot, although my robot kept all 4 wheels on the ground a lot more than his, helped me with that judge's decision. Not too bad. We're coming back from our first loss, 1-1 going into the third fight. Our third fight is against Ramp It Up. Ramp It Up is a 4-wheel drive wedge robot. I don't really know much about it. Bigfoot has had pretty mixed results going against control bots, so I was kind of worried. I was a little bit less worried when he came to the box and he was missing 1 wheel, which means that maybe he's been having a rough day. So maybe I can win this one.
2, 1, go!
So he gets stuck in the floor pretty quickly. Works out for me. Front to front, he can get underneath my forks, but I seem to have slightly more traction. A lot of the times that, yeah, I am able to actually push him back far enough to get a pin, but barely.
1:30 remains.
Ooh. Yeah, him having the metal forks and me having plastic forks is really helping me out as the floor gets beat up. I'm able to get just enough. I actually let up on the throttle so I don't overheat my motors here, because I was worried if I push too much that I'll either like ruin the tires or like motor burn out.
Oh shit!
I think the forks got stuck in the wood there.
He was pushing me into like the wood basically.
As previous me said.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release.
Oh.
I like that middle.
Not sure why.
5, 4, 3.
What's funny is that my lifter got stuck even though I wasn't even trying to do a flip. I'm not sure why I did that. I think if my flipper wasn't stuck in the upward position, I might have actually knocked him down, but I knew if I got flipped over for whatever reason, or even like got into a weird spot on the wall, that I'd get stuck. So I'm like, ooh, I'm just going to take the knockout, even though I was winning, and I do feel pretty good about my driving in that. I think maybe I could have done a little bit more to try to get along to his side, but I don't think it would have amounted to too much. But yeah, I just had the slight advantage in those pushing matches, which really helped me out. So we're 2-1. Before we move on, I should note that I also brought another antweight robot to this event called Skunk Ape, which is basically Bigfoot with a vertical spinner slapped onto it. I'm hoping to get that video out as soon as I can, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. It also helps the channel out. Now let's get back to breaking down what happened at the event. So us winning that fight puts us at 2-1. Going into the fourth match, meaning that if we win the next one, we'll move on to the single elimination bracket, but if we lose, we're done for the day. And that fourth fight is against Blight. which is a 4-wheel drive vert, which is absolutely terrifying because that is the number 1 seed. But I think if things go perfectly, there is a situation in which I win because Bigfoot's a durable bot, and maybe if I can get some control. But we'll see how it goes. The odds are not in my favor. A 2-2 record. We haven't even seen the fight footage, and he's already saying it's going to be 2-2. You have no faith? You have no faith. You don't think I beat Blight? What's funny is Blight was also 2-1, which is kind of so like there could be an upset. I could have knocked Blight out of the bracket. You don't know that? Hey, let's get into it.
3, 2, 1, go!
See, I'm able to get underneath him. He gets stuck. I try to capitalize.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Not ideal. Not sure what that was. It's not super decisive yet, although I'm not doing great. Not quite able to capitalize on him being upside down.
Oh no.
Okay, so I'm like barely not touching the ground here. But I just barely get off of it despite that. I get underneath them, which is good. See, I'm able to like get underneath him a couple times. See, I'm able to get a good solid pin here. The best pin but he still gets out of it.
30 seconds remain. Yeah, no, they're super quick. That's actually all I think they're
Shit, that's not what we want. Oh no, yeah, it's done.
It wasn't until I reviewed the footage that I realized the fight was basically over when I got stuck. So I end up getting knocked out here, unsurprisingly, because the flipper's stuck. So I probably would have lost even if I didn't get knocked out, I probably still would have lost based on how things were. Although you could theoretically also say if my flipper didn't get stuck, I would have been able to like actually get flips in when I got those 2 pins right at the end. So it was actually a really close fight. I don't feel too bad about how I drove there because I did get a couple pins in. He didn't wipe the floor with me. It was still a like interesting fight. I am really upset that I lost because of the flipper. I think it would have been, there was a couple times I wish I would have been able to capitalize when he was like upside down. If I would have been able to face him a little bit quicker and get the pin in, maybe I could have, made out in a win if it made it that long. But I feel pretty good otherwise, considering that's the number 1 seed and I didn't completely embarrass myself. Yeah, Blight is a terrifying robot, but it doesn't hit super hard. It's just really stable. But for some reason in that fight, it wasn't stable and it was all over the place. I think I talked to him later. I think he like split some part of his weapon in that fight, and that's why he was flying around. But after this fight, I actually thought of it during the event because I keep 2 copies of Bigfoot, and I realized that my second copy of Bigfoot didn't have the flipper issue. Like if I had the flipper go back and forth on my second copy, it wouldn't get stuck. And so I did a grudge match after this. I can't remember the name of the robot, but I did a grudge match after this. And during the whole fight, the flipper kept working. I used it just fine throughout the whole grudge match. And that's when I decided to mess with the flipper on the version that fought all day during this one. And I realized that if I just tighten and loosen screws just right on it, that the flipper keeps working and doesn't get stuck. So I think it was literally just a misalignment issue. And if you're wondering why didn't you use the copy of Bigfoot that didn't have the flipper issue, the other version of Bigfoot, that one wasn't driving straight at all. I think part of me assumed the flipper issue will happen on both of them, but it didn't. But one was just not driving straight, and I went with the one that was driving straight, and it ended up costing me. I think, looking back, I think I was losing the two fights I lost anyways, because they're against Blight and Cookiecutter, which are two really good bots. But I feel like there is also an argument that could have been made that I might have made the bracket had I not had those flipper issues. Thanks for watching. Be sure to see how my other antweight skunk ape did at that same event right here.